Hi, I'm Sean from Famous Faces.
And I'm Sebastian from InvestComics.com.
This is
FFFIC.
number 15.
15 episodes of FFFIC.
You've been planning that.
No, just can't. I didn't keep up with how many episodes we're at. So
this is our weekly review. So you start off with Action Comics.
all right,
Week 2 or month 2 of the 52.
Month 2, DC 52. So really, we're at like what, DC 104,
Yeah.
105 if you count.
Dude, I don't know. Just go.
The miniseries. All right, Action Comics number 2. We didn't hate it as much as number 1.
It was better than the first one.
Rick, who you never see because he's over there judging us silently.
He corrects our mistakes afterwards.
He liked number 1. He liked this. A lot of people like number 1. They probably like this. I'm coming around mostly because of nothing to do with Superman. I haven't liked any of that yet, although there was one moment where he actually talks to a spaceship that I kind of liked that moment.
Really? I didn't like that moment.
See? But I love, and it's just like the trade that came out today for All-Star Superman, I love Grant Morrison's detached Lex Luthor, who's not even actively evil. He's just
a dick.
Yeah, he's a whole separate. Everything he does is like, oh, it's like he'd shoot you in the face and be like, oh, you died. That's interesting. You know, it's not like he's actively evil. He's just so detached and so superior that. And it was great watching Pout Like a Baby when Superman's like, oh, I'm not really powerless, and he's like, ah, that was cool.
Don't put that there. Detective Comics number 2. The first one was really good, and then the ending made it awesome. This one, the whole thing was awesome. It continues with the first one as to, I forget what the bad guy was called.
Dollmaker.
Dollmaker, yeah. So it continues with that. Tony Daniel is still writing it really, really good, which scares me because his previous Batman run wasn't as great.
Because you got to be the ultimate badass psychopath if you're going to call yourself Dollmaker and not expect to get your ass kicked in Gotham. Yeah. You either got to be the wussiest thing or the creepiest thing.
And this ends just as good as the first one. I was very happy with this, so now I need the third one right away.
We go from a face-off to a face-on. Very strange. Very strange. See what I did there?
Still no Nicolas Cage or John Travolta.
It's true.
Go with your Judd Winnick love.
I love this book. I can't tell you enough. Because I tried to tell you enough. And Sean would be like, oh, we need to finish in a timely manner.
No, it's just it's a bad book.
This is a good book. The art in this is gorgeous.
I'll give you that.
The story is actually really good.
Look, Samuel L. Jackson.
I was confused and disappointed to discover that the guy that I was hoping would be the New 52 Black Lightning isn't Black Lightning unless Black Lightning and the New 52 decided, you know what, it's actually kind of racist to call myself Black Lightning. So I got a new name. But this guy's another member of the Kingdom gets introduced, one who's not dead. You know, the second week of the second month of the New 52 here has enjoyed severing arms. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I did notice that.
There's a lot of arms lost.
Arms are useless.
It's just the second issue of every book here in the DCNU is designed to disarm you. But this is really good. And again, the dial is, you know, I am Batwing, and I'm going to beat you until you can't stand up.
Way to ruin the last page.
They didn't. You were the one who told them it was the last page. I just told them it was dialogue.
Last page.
He's the ruiner. I'm sneakier. It's so good. Read that.
Animal Man number 2. No one referred to him as A-Man. This was better than the second issue. A lot of stuff's coming forward and it's continuing to move on.
I like where it's going.
I don't like the art though. I can't do it. I know a lot of people do. I can't do it. Get a different artist, please. But I like where it's going. The end was really creepy. This was one of like 3 books that just had me go, wow, at the very end. It was just creepy. It's
creepy. I like where they're going. I like what. Oh, here we go. We have to try and say his name. You ready?
It's all you. You're reviewing this.
All right. This is the first issue of The Last of the Greats by Joshua Hale Fialkov. Fialkov. We've been practicing.
Yes. 2 books this week. Awesome. This was really, really good.
So good. It's the idea being that a group of heroes called the Greats showed up. People don't trust them.
Yeah.
And of course, naturally, they do what people do. So they've all been wiped out. Mm-hmm. Now Earth's about to get wiped out, and they run to the last of the Greats. Yeah. So good.
Last 3 or 4 pages, amazing. 3 twists after another. It's just awesome.
Every book does a
awesome.
twist.
This book
really does like twist on top and twist.
One of the best indie books of the year.
It's where you would literally twist. My head actually spun around. My neck is killing me from. It was so good. I had to flip back and go, wait a minute, was that? That was holy crap! Wow, that's.
Yeah. So can't wait for the second issue.
This is so good. If you like anything like Irredeemable without having to wait 3 years for something to happen.
Yeah.
Or what was the one that Avatar Super Gods?
Yep.
Yeah, it's like that without hurting your head. Thinking about it is good stuff. This is really well written. Looks good. Great story. Speaking of looks good, great story. Another one from Image. The Strange Talent of Luther Strode. All right. The Hercules Method. Basically, if the Charles Atlas kind of thing, in this case the Hercules Method, actually gave you almost Zen superpower control of your body, it's so good. I can't even describe it. It's so good. The art is really, really cool. It's like what if Jeff Darrow did like animation
right there.
It's a lot. There's a lot of line work.
That's pretty cool.
This was very.
I haven't read it yet. I need to read this.
Look at that. That's a hell of a thing.
Right.
That's a hell of a thing, and it's so good. And it's not by any stretch of the imagination a superhero comic. It's a very indie take on superpowers. So good.
Cool.
Read that.
Yeah. Like 2 in a row there.
You say you set me. Fracture from Action Lab. I just like Action Lab.
Issue 3.
Issue 3 of 3, though it sets it up for potential for more down the road. This was really good. He's come to terms with the fact that he is both Malice, the world's biggest villain, and Virtue, the world's greatest hero, and he's trying to figure out how to come to terms with that when his idiot friend decides, I've got a great idea. You can only be one at a time. How about I take over as the bad guy, and then we can be like, it'll be like pro wrestling, and we can go back. But it doesn't work out that well. Things go badly for just about everyone, and then we've still got, we've still got our hero trying to figure out. Jeff has to go and tell. What's he going to do about Virtue has a wife and kid, and he doesn't know them from a hole in the wall because that's just one fragment of his split personality. So what do you do when you have to go introduce yourself for the first time to your wife of at least 10 years? And we've all been there.
Walking Dead 89. I just thought that. Walking Dead 89. This was the last 3 pages of this. God, Image was killing it this week. This was simply amazing. The last 3 pages, I need the next issue right away. So Walking Dead.
He wants the Running Dead.
Yeah, I want the Running Dead. But Walking Dead's always good. This whole issue was amazing. This is probably the best issue in the past year. So, it's me again. Invincible.
This is my favorite Invincible villain, by the way.
Oh, he's awesome. Something big happens to him. Invincible. It's Invincible. I don't know why more people don't read it. It's one of the best books. The only complaint is I really wish Guardian the Globe would have come out because it makes reference to it in the past 2 issues about Guardian the Globe, and I have no idea what's going on. So I'm kind of sad that the book's late.
Yay for my reading it in trades.
The trade for this will probably come out before that one does. But this Invincible is always great. So Invincible, Walking Dead, 2 Kirkman books this week. Awesome.
Wow. Yeah. You just said it that way. Suddenly, the Invincible Walking Dead. That's some scary shit.
It's going to happen. There's a gun store right over there.
You shoot him in the head, and it's like, ting. Nope. We're the Invincible Walking Dead.
Oh, they're talking.
Run away! Run away!
This cover's pretty cool.
That would haunt you.
Cover.
But this was sad.
But no.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I'm done with this. No, but I'm done with this book now. If that's what happens.
Yes. Yes.
Just let me read it now.
Yeah, you read that now. The Boys was so good, and between this and they really know what they're doing. The way they're setting this up was you've got this, and you've got the Butcher miniseries running at the same time, where you get to see a glimpse of who Butcher really is, and and he's really just a pissed off, angry sociopath who, at the moment, he's been a loaded gun, but for the moment, he's been a loaded gun aimed sort of in a safe direction. But no, this is like a loaded gun with bullets that, like, incendiary blast radius of 1,000. he's a deadly man, and don't mess with his puppy. That's all I'm saying.
I don't want to read the book anymore.
It's so good, and yet so.
Oh God, that was sad.
See his feet. That's how good it is. If you can make a grown boy
But
cry.
Oh man, I don't want to review anymore. All right, Red Lanterns #2. Every week this month, there's going to be a Green Lantern related book. So Full
Lots
of
of
Rage.
lanterns.
Yeah, this gives you a more in-depth thing on Atrocitus and how he really feels, and it's really cool. You actually get to see more about Atrocitus, and it's still really good. I'm waiting for it to be like, oh wow, this is just as good as the other Green Lantern books. So we'll see where it goes. But so far, so good. Nothing stand out like, oh, this is the best Green Lantern book of all time. So, a lot of people were thinking it's going to be
I'm still
amazing.
baffled that the Red Lanterns aren't hookers, because the way space is broken up into sectors, that would just make, this is the Red Lantern district, and then just be...
Lots of illegal activity in there.
Yeah, just be lots of...
Do your Justice League book.
My Justice League book. Alright, JLI. First one left me kind of in the world of meh. Second one, it's good. It's Dan Jurgens is Dan Jurgens. Alright, he can write it. I will read it. Life is good. That is the way. It's the circle of my little life. Alright. This issue, you start to see more of what's missing for me is that it's called Justice League International, but it's not Justice League International. I grew up on Justice League International. I've immersed myself far too deeply into Justice League International, and this, even the characters who are from Justice League International, this isn't them. They've been relaunched. Yeah, and like even Guy is a different guy in here than he is in like Green Lantern Corps, and cool. It took me a minute, but he's close, but he's. And you've got relationships going, but this is we get a phone call from Skeets. That's a plus.
Yay! I was about to ask about him.
You get to see some of these relationships. I'm confused because I need to know more about Booster before I can get into this incarnation of Booster, because they play him up as the okay, this is your chance. No one really they're still doing that. No one takes you seriously, but Batman believes in you. But having redone everything they've redone, I'm not 100% certain why Batman believes in this Booster or what this Booster has done. He's not the egomaniac that he was, but I don't know how he got to here. He's only had the 5-year DC span. He wasn't there for all of it. He's had maybe 2 years, 1 year of being Booster Gold in current DC continuity. Who is this Booster? But it's starting to come together, and I'm willing to go along for it with where it is. I just need more backstory before we can be fully immersed in this front story.
Swamp Thing #2, Scott Snyder. If this was the first issue, this would have been. I would have given so much more love to the first issue. This was really good. This one had another oh crap moment in it where towards the end, stuff just goes down.
And a couple oh crap moments.
Yeah, there's just wow. It was really really good. I haven't read the old Swamp Thing stuff, but apparently the character that appears is an old Swamp Thing member, and a lot of people were happy to see that.
Yeah,
so pick it up.
Poor town
thing. Oh man.
Schism.
This didn't need to be 5 issues. I'm sorry, Jason Aaron. You write some good independent stuff, but really 5? You could have done this in 2 or 3 issues.
It's probably not his fault. That was a Marvel thing.
Probably. Yeah, that seems.
He's like, I have a great idea for a one-shot. Marvel's like, we'll do it in a 5-issue series.
Yeah.
Can we do tie-ins?
And Wolverine and Cyclops fight. They separate the team. Wolverine goes one way, Cyclops goes the other. We're going to cry about it, or we're going to move on. Yeah, no one cares.
I'm going to start my own school. Yeah. Whatever. I'm going to name it after your dead wife. Bastard.
that would have been more.
Why you name your new school? The White Queen is a hooker school. It's actually dialogue from the book. I'm not making that up. What is it?
Green Arrow 2.
Green Arrow 2 is a great reason to look forward to the change of the team, the change of the writing team when Giffen and Jurgens take on the writing chores.
JT Kroll's working on something much better. So he says. I haven't read his Captain Atom stuff, but
this, the art's really pretty. It's
amazing.
Dan Jurgens with George Perez inking it. It's so much fun to look at.
Story. Nah.
Also, I can't get over the fact that while in the new DCU, they retconned Connor Hawke out of existence. They've never drawn Green Arrow to look more like he could be Connor Hawke's dad. Yeah. It's like he also looks like he could be Roy Harper's dad. This is like every Archer in the DCU
story
melded
not so much.
into one.
Sorry, JT Kroll. Superior number. What number is this? Because it's been so long. 5. I did read this. 5. It only took 5 months for it to come out, so I guess that makes sense. But we know why. Everyone knows why it didn't come out, because his plan got ruined. Because America actually killed Osama bin Laden. That was his plan for this 5th issue. But this was still pretty good. I didn't like the ending, though. That was really stupid. So there's still 2 more issues left. We'll see how it goes. But Mark Millar, I hope you know how to end a book finally.
The Huntress. I wasn't ready to pick this up at first. It wasn't on my order list.
I got an email at 9 in the morning.
Until I sent him an email at 9 in the morning. Because that's when I have access to my school computer thing. Yeah. But I had thought about it because it's Paul Levitz, and he's another
good
one.
On Legion.
He's another one I will follow. If Paul Levitz writes it, I will trust in it. But what really won me over was I did not realize, because I don't pay that much attention, I'm a little slow. I did not realize till today that the art is by Marcus Toe, and I loved him on Red Robin, and I was like, all right, for this team I will go. And this book is gorgeous, and Paul Levitz wins the I can write a DC chick that's not disappointing. She's strong,
You're
intelligent,
saying no one's going to complain about this later?
I'm saying
wow.
She doesn't flash her boobs. She doesn't have sex with anyone.
What? And it's a DC. I don't want to read this.
She speaks in full sentences.
Internet people aren't going to complain about this?
There's no big mystery as to, wait a minute, she suddenly, there was no major catastrophic injury she had to miraculously heal from without giving us any information really other than it was a miracle. All right? There was nothing. The story just made sense. It flowed. It's really, really good. The artwork is so gorgeous. She does fight in a...
Dude, no big deal. People do that all the time.
But she does have a scene where she has to kick some guy's ass while she's, in her,
normal Wednesday.
Like nightgown. But it's not like, super horror. It's not, it's more nice, classy Victoria's Secret sleepwear
I don't think Victoria's Secret and classy go together.
They haven't, compared to everybody else has so far been in Fredericks of Hollywood.
Oh, right? Yeah, that place. Yeah,
see, so compare the two. Right? She's no JCPenney undergarment chick, let me tell you that. But this is so good. Read this and be not offended, but amazed. Right? This is the one.
Someone on the internet's going to complain. Not slutty enough. Severed number 3. So this book continues to be awesome. The whole time, there's the 2 kids. The guy's like, I want to go find my dad because he's a famous musician. I want to go join him and everything. And he comes across the creepy guy from the end of the first one. And they meet. The whole time, I'm just screaming at the book, no, don't do this, don't do this. And yeah, sure enough, man, this book was awesome. And it's still creepy and awesome, and I can't wait for it to continue. And old men creep me out with the teeth. And 40s were a creepy time, man.
Hey.
Oh yeah, Mark, you're like 90, I'm sorry.
Get down in the cellar.
That's what I pictured him sounding like the whole time, except with sharp teeth.
Get in the closet, pewter schmidt.
Just review this.
Static Shack. Yes, the Static Shack. Where it's like a Radio Shack, but to buy statics.
I'm just picturing B-52 singing.
Give some of that damn good stuff. Static Shock number 2, with more continuing the DCNU's fondness for arm severing goodness. I continue to like this book, even though I didn't expect to in the first place. This was one of those, I'll take a look at it. Okay, I like this. I'm still not loving it, but it's good enough that I'm with it. It's not going to be first on my read list, but it's good. There is one moment where I don't understand why, of all the times to use an editor's box, the editor's box was used to say, Static says, say hello to my little friends. And then it says, there's an editor's box to actually tell you, recognizable but not very good Al Pacino as Tony Montana impersonation. Really? We needed that? Because there's a dork reading comic books today.
Youth today doesn't know that.
Yeah, they do.
I
teach you today. Oh, that's all they say. Oh my goodness. When they're not calling each other cockroaches.
That'd be bad. Chew 21. I love Chew. This Image was awesome. Image and Top Cow this week was awesome. That's what Tony Chu does now, and it's fantastic and wonderful. And this book just continues to be one of the most entertaining, awesome books that come out. And yeah, I can't wait for the next issue. Look at that. Oh,
that looks unpleasant.
Oh yes, it doesn't look fun. But yeah, the first two couple pages, you've been reading this, you know Tony Chu's boss hates him. First two pages just him celebrating because he gets to fire him, and it's awesome. Read that book. Go buy the trade. It's amazing.
How's that for a build-up?
I love that book. It's amazing.
Stormwatch number 2 is a comic called Stormwatch.
That's it. All right. Pilot season started again with The Test, and it's by, I'm sorry I keep butchering your name, John Hale Valkov. Hopefully that's right. This was really good. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully this gets picked up like Echoes did. Oh, look at that. So everyone wakes up in a dome, and they've been chosen as the Select 10. And they're trying to figure out what's going on, why they're Select 10. No one remembers everything. Everyone has amnesia,
and they're speechless.
But they remember certain parts. Yeah, some of them are speechless. This was really good. I'm really hoping this gets picked up.
It was good.
Yeah, go pick it up. Give it your support. Go vote online for it.
He's definitely becoming, Joshua Fialkov is definitely becoming our writer to watch, which is liking everything he does.
Yeah, that's true. We'll get to him in one more.
We'll come back to him. That's how much we like him.
That's 3 books this week.
Warlord of Mars, Deja Thoris.
I totally mistook that cover for a second. I'm like, whoa!
Everyone who wasn't offended by Huntress can now be offended again. Because there's...
Internet trolls unite.
Mars needs women, apparently clothing optional.
Clothing what?
Optional. If that.
That's not clothing. That's just random pieces of string thrown together.
That's just something to break up the color scheme. This book is good. You've got the Moon Pirate War. You've got Buried Treasure. You've got...
She's not wearing clothes in that panel.
Oh, none of them are. There's a scene where they're walking, and from the back, they're naked.
Look bag and board. I know. That's what I was saying. She's not wearing clothes.
It's just...
No shoes.
It's very casual on Mars. Very, very casual on the Red Planet.
No wonder John Jones is so upset that Mars disappeared.
Yeah, if I was John Jones, I'd be all in that. Carlos Raphael's artwork continues to be just absolutely gorgeous and, dare I say, something so fantastic. It's out of this world. He's just really, really good. The story is...
You make it hard to do that.
The story is... Wait for it.
I'm sorry.
The story is so good.
Sorry, Mom, doesn't watch this.
I keep saying... I love these books. I still don't understand why Marvel feels the need to make their own. Just read The Warlord of Mars that Dynamite's got.
Just give it to the cameraman.
And let the cameraman...
All right, our graphic novel is from John Hale Valkov. God, I really feel bad. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Pronunciation.
So he had 2 other books this week, and this is pretty much the book that got him a lot of recognition. Echoes. This starts off with a kid visiting his dad, and his dad gives him an address. He's not a kid. He's an adult, 20-something. He goes to the address, and he's like, oh, there's nothing wrong here. He goes in the basement, and there's a whole bunch of dead bodies. And dolls made out of bones and everything.
His dad
like,
hasn't
oh my God, what's going on? What's going on? He's a schizophrenic, so he's fighting schizophrenia now. And this book I read this whole book front to back, and I couldn't put it down. This is awesome. So pretty much anything he writes
is good.
Go pick it up. It's awesome. He is the next up-and-coming writer. DC, you have him write iVampire. Make him exclusive, please, so Marvel doesn't get a hold of him and have him write crappy Avenger children books somehow. So
don't make him too exclusive. His Image stuff is really
kick-ass. If you're an exclusive, you can still write Image and IDW and all that fun stuff. Top Cow.
So really, their exclusive contracts just mean can't work for each other? That's it?
Pretty much. That's how it works.
Just sign this paper that says you won't work for Marvel.
Exactly.
Just sign this one that says you won't work for DC.
So Image, Top Cow, they're one company. They owned it this week. They are doing amazing. This whole year, there's been a whole bunch of good books. They're right up there.
Just kicking ass.
So that's it for this week. We'll see you next week.
I miss you already, Internet.
Bye.
Just push the button.